I click the go live button like 2 seconds before I know you're gonna signal me because I don't know if you're just delayed or if you're buffering. But anyway, hi
Right,
monsters.
we're
Hello to
buffering,
everybody
Carla.
on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. Happy Friday, everybody. Are you guys ready? I am. I'm ready to cry. Rico,
I'm
are
sipping
you?
coffee. Yes, to
I'm ready to get
awaken
emotional.
the emotions of life. Why? In intimate collaboration. This is, if they say that the first time is always great, but the second time is always the best. And this
I mean,
time,
this is how you fall in love. People, they're good to you. Like, I mean, if you really think about it, it's a great time to be alive. Whether you're with your parents singing a song, if you know somebody named Emily. I mean, if you're dreaming of a Brooklyn boy or you're trying to reach for the stars. This couple right here, they're so talented. Like, these two artists are so talented. And I know in my heart, monsters, that their music is the music that you're going to play on loop in your room as you cry yourself to sleep or as you wake up and cry. Or if you're feeling good and you just want to chill, these are the people that you will turn to for this kind of music, Rico. Am I right?
ladies and
I know I'm
gentlemen,
right.
to provide the soundtrack to your life, give it up. They are from, I don't know if they're from the same state now where they're at or they're in two different locations, but we got, of course, returning back to the show, we got Jeremy Zucker and Chelsea.
Hey. Hi,
Hey!
What's
guys.
up?
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. It's so cool to have you both here today. I mean, before anything else, how have you guys been? How has the past 2 months of 2021 been treating you both?
We're good. Thank you for asking.
Past
So,
2 months have been slightly better than 2020, but not that much better.
Yeah, I think
We're
we can
hoping
all
for the
agree
best.
it's a little Groundhog Day-ish still, but I mean, guys, you're starting 2021 on a great, great note, and your fans are super thankful because after the year we've had, this is the kind of music we need. So congratulations. Let's talk. Let's get right into it. Brent, too. I mean, how does it feel? How does it feel to have it out? How does it feel that people are going to be like, oh my God, guys, finally music from the two of them? It's been 2 years since the first EP. So was there like a need? Did you both like have a Zoom call and agree like, listen, we have to drop new music. We have to drop a new EP because the people need it. And we need it. This is our public service, to the general public. How did it come about?
I don't know what happened. That we always knew that we were going to do it again, but oh my God, this screen just got really big. I don't know. Good morning. I don't know how we decided that we were going to like go right into it and do it at that moment. I think it was definitely like pandemic fueled because we didn't have that. We were probably sick of writing on our own and we didn't have that much else to do. But yeah, really glad that it happened when it did.
How about you, Chelsea?
Yeah, I think that this has been a particularly slow year for putting out music. So I think there was not much else to do but write. And it was never really a conversation that we were going to do it. It just happened. It was kind of, like Jeremy says, it's an unspoken like understanding that it was just going to happen again.
So it happens. Okay,
where are you guys
go.
calling us from? Which locations? Are you guys in the same city, in the same state?
We're in New York.
Oh my God, they're in New York and it's 11 p.m. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's snowing there right now, right? It's snowing.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys are keeping warm and cozy. Okay, so it was a natural process, it was an unspoken thing that I feel like you guys always knew you were going to make music together again anyway. But was there sort of like this hidden maybe pressure or, like little standard that you set for yourselves because the first EP did so well and your fans really went crazy for it? So, I mean, when you release music that is so well loved, is there like a little pressure like, oh man, we got to make it as good or better when we release new music? Was there a pressure for the second EP?
Definitely.
That was pretty much our thought process going into it. It was like, this has to be as good or better.
Oh my God. And do you think that helped when you guys started writing the music? Like, okay, because we have like, a certain standard to surpass. This is how we're going to do it. Were you guys very meticulous about the songs that you were writing? Like, would you exchange, like, go back and forth, like, okay, this is go, maybe we could change this? Can you walk us through that songwriting process? Because I'm really interested to find out how it was, because you were doing this during the pandemic. So it's not like it was a normal situation to begin with, right?
I think that the project is better not because of the pressure at all, really. Because the moment that we kind of tried to take the pressure off ourselves and just let go is when the best came from us. But I think the fact that the project is better is just simply a result of Jeremy and I both growing and improving as artists over the past year and a half. And I think that Jeremy in particular really stepped it up with his production. And he has really kind of grown and like elevated himself to a new level as a producer, which is very impressive. And I think on both fronts, you know, we're just more mature lyricists and artists than we were working on the first Brent project.
And
Jeremy, look at you growing up. That's so pure.
right?
Oh.
I mean, were there any, when you guys stepped back in the studio for this one, returning, were there any emotions that you picked up from the previous, or it's more of like, all right, let's scrap all of these emotions from the first one. Let's start with this brand of emotion, this type of emotion for this one.
It was very much a continuation. I think we looked at Brent 1 and acknowledged all the things that were amazing about it, and then acknowledged all the things that we could have done better. We don't regret anything with Brent 1, but there are a couple of things where we're like, you know what, if we were to do this again, we would do this part way better, and we would do this part way better. And we knew exactly what we were doing when we sat down to start making the project. And a lot of the things that I thought needed improvement were on the production end. And so we just really, really put in the time to make it sonically deeper, make it like, I mean, the songwriting is also just so much more direct. I don't know. It just came together really nice. We're really proud of it.
You should be, because it's actually a really, really great EP. Like, I mean, I think your fans expected nothing more, like nothing less than like the best from the two of you. But guys, oh hey, it's really good, and I really, really like the song specifically. I mean, This Is How You Fall in Love. I think we can all agree that's the one that's on loop in my room, just like, oh, better times, thinking of better times. I mean, how did you guys stay inspired or get inspired creatively to make this? Because the pandemic has really been a struggle for a lot of people. I think people who never realized that mental health was a real thing, or they never ever struggled with their mental health, started struggling with it in 2020. I mean, how did you guys as artists decide, like, okay, we're going to do this project, we're going to make these songs, and we're going to make them great? Because that must be really hard, especially for creatives, when, you look at the news and it's the same thing over and over again, or it's worse, right? Or you're locked in your house. So how did the two of you as artists stay inspired and creative to create this EP?
Yeah, it was definitely really hard. It's been a simultaneously really stressful year and also a very mundane year. Like we said, Groundhog's Day, it's kind of obviously being on lockdown is pretty repetitive. So I think a huge part of why we were able to draw inspiration from something was the fact that we left New York City and we were able to kind of take ourselves out of our general routine and put ourselves, like I feel like a Sims character. We're dropped, like taken out of New York and dropped into upstate New York City or upstate New York State rather, with this cabin. And I think just having a real change of scenery and a real change of pace was really inspirational for us and like super necessary.
How about for you, Jeremy? Same?
Yeah, pretty much the same. But also I think a lot of artists at the beginning of the lockdown went through this, I think, almost immediate lack of inspiration, and it was a huge adjustment for all of us. And, everybody was super depressed, and it's just hard to be creative when you look around in the world and like the world feels like it's falling apart. Like it feels like there are more important things to think about and worry about, like the health and safety of yourself and your family and friends. But a couple months into it, I think as everyone started to sort of get used to it slowly, I think artists like learned to find out what other things they can draw inspiration from, and like different habits that can make you like more at peace these days. And I've definitely done like a lot of soul searching, and it really forced me to take a long, hard look at myself and think, what do I really want? What do I really want to do? How do I want to live my life, and start like making decisions that would get me there. And just generally, the more happy you are, the easier it is to be creative.
I mean, were there things that you were watching, Jeremy? Were there like inspirational that you were watching, motivational? Were you watching a lot of Kevin Hart? Or were you guys watching?
No, it was definitely just like, I mean, I think like a good amount of it is therapy. But I don't know, like definitely talking to my parents about stuff. Like I definitely hit a sort of a rock bottom at a certain point. I was like, I can't fucking live like this anymore. Oops, sorry if I cursed.
Fudging. He said fudging. Okay.
Yeah, fudging. But you know, a lot of it is just introspection and like like getting advice from friends and stuff, and yeah, just work.
I think that's why your music, both of you, it's so touching. It's because you guys really put a personal touch into the music that you write and the songs that you write, and you draw it from your own lives. And I think that's what makes it so relatable. And I think that's why your fans love the music, because it's so uniquely you, but they can relate to it, and it's so uniquely them. I don't know if I'm making sense. You know, it's the whole,
totally.
It's personal, but it's universal. And I think that's why the fans were really excited, especially for the songs. Rico, I think it's time really quickly before we let them go. Let's have some all-out questions, guys. We have this thing on the show where we ask you the most random questions before, you know, we talk about the music again. So Rico, your favorite question, go.
Y'all making money now. Y'all got a lot, you know, you have hit records, you got millions and millions of followers, you're collecting the checks. What was the biggest purchase that you've made with the money that you have earned as superstars?
Chelsea can go first here.
I feel icky.
Chelsea.
I feel icky answering this. But my car, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's not icky. We've had guests who are like, I bought a G-Wagon. Oh,
Yeah. So was like,
I mean, I definitely didn't buy a G-Wagon.
Hey, a car is practical. That's not icky at all.
She got to make back.
You're gonna use How about you, Jeremy?
I really don't spend a lot of my money. But one thing that I did buy that I felt really good about was I bought a piano. And I thought about that as like a business expense that wasn't even like for me, but it's really nice to have a real piano.
It's a work expense. So is the car, Chelsea. I mean, you're gonna need that.
Yeah,
to drive
I don't know if the IRS
studio.
is gonna let me write that one off.
Okay, now we all know the pandemic has brought about probably a weird, quirky side in each of us, whether it's what we're watching, what we're listening to, what we're eating. What are some of the funniest or weirdest things that you did during quarantine, especially early 2020, that you can share? Were you binge watching Tiger King like everyone else? Were you Googling like the best banana bread recipe? Like, what are some of the most memorable lockdown memories that you guys have that you can share?
I don't know. It's not really weird, but this summer, because we were in lockdown and my family was like all in one place for so long, we decided to get like a little boat because we live on the water. And I lived with my parents this summer just so we were like all on a quarantined pod. And again, like not a weird thing really at all, but just like it was just like a really like blessing in disguise to be able to have all that time with my parents and get to spend so much time on the water with them this summer.
Oh, that's so sweet. How about you, Jeremy? Tiger King?
I mean, the thing that comes to mind is it's really freezing here, and me and my roommates would bundle up, walk down into town, and get a beer just to sort of like feel normal, and we would just be sitting outside like wrapped up, like shivering, like drinking our beer.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Aww. You guys are so real, which is what I really enjoy. We wish we could have more time with both of you. Last question, last two questions. What do you want fans and new fans to take away from Brent 2? Like if they were to listen to it, what is the message or the feeling that you just want them to take away from this beautiful EP?
I want them to feel comforted, and I want them to feel safe with the EP, because I just think it has this feeling of like warmth and familiarity, and that's the thing that I value the most when I listen to music. It's like what makes me feel good, what makes me feel safe, what makes me feel like myself, and I really hope that the music can do that for other people.
Ooh, I love that. Chelsea, do you want to invite everyone to listen to Brent 2? Invite all of the Filipino fans to stream it, request for it. Go.
What should I say?
Anything you want, invite them. Like, hey guys, it's like, you know, it's the best EP out there, but whatever.
Yeah. Check us out. Check out our new EP, Brent 2. We hope it feels like a cozy, warm hug, and we love you guys.
Aww,
I got a final question, Carla, for the both of them. This is how you fall in love, guys. Can you answer it? How do you fall in love?
I have no idea. Chelsea knows.
Lots of bravery and vulnerability.
Oh, there you go, Rico. They're being coy about it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Congratulations. I mean, we can't wait for even more new music from the two of you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jeremy Zucker and Chelsea Cutler. Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
There you go, Carla. We traveled this time around from yesterday we were in California. Today we're in New York City.
They were so cool, very chill. I mean, when you're that talented, you really are just a chill person. Like, listen, I'm gonna let my music speak for itself. But hopefully you monsters enjoyed that. The EP is out. Brent 2, you can request for it over here on the Monster. This is how you fall in love. I mean, come on. The hauntingly beautiful voices of Jeremy Zucker and Chelsea Cutler. Yes, please. Yes.
I forgot to ask why he's rocking a mullet. You know what I mean?
Hey.
I was saying that
because he's a cool kid. So I mean, when they join us again next time, you can ask that, Rico.
Yeah, but there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. But you know, on Facebook Live, on Twitch, and on YouTube, you are watching us. Share this for those who are trying to figure out how to fall in love. And this is that perfect song. Till then, she is Carla Aguas.
It's Rico Robles live
on air. Let's